There's this incredible truth about attraction, a secret that often eludes many, especially when you're younger, trying to navigate the complex world of dating. It's a realization that, once it clicks, changes everything. You'll never look at how girls perceive guys the same way again. Because here's the kicker. Attraction doesn't begin where you imagine it does. It's far more subtle, far more profound. You might have believed that attraction was all about perfect hair, a chiseled jawline, or perhaps the flashy cars and expensive lifestyles you see online. But as you grow, as you observe, you start to notice something powerful. None of that is the true spark, not the real magnetic spark. Girls don't fall for just what they see on the surface. They fall for what they feel when they're around a guy. And sometimes that feeling hits them before they even consciously understand why they're drawn to him. Have you ever seen a guy walk into a room, barely say a word, yet every girl subtly turns her head wondering, who is that? It's not magic, it's not luck, and it's certainly not some complicated game you need to master. It's something much deeper, something almost primal, an unspoken language that speaks volumes without a single sound. Here's the part most people never fully grasp. Her brain isn't the primary selector for who she's drawn to. Her body, her instincts, her subconscious, they choose first. Her logical mind simply tries to rationalize that feeling later. It's a biological, automatic, instinctive reaction, like an invisible radar she doesn't even know is constantly scanning. And the most intriguing part? You can't talk your way into triggering that primal reaction. You have to become the type of guy who triggers it just by being himself. There's a distinct vibe some guys carry, a quiet, almost understated confidence. It's not loud or performative. It doesn't seek attention. It's simply that calm, controlled, I'm good either way energy. It's not arrogance. It's not cockiness. It's being centered, grounded, and comfortable in your own skin. Girls feel that energy instantly, like a unique frequency. Most guys are caught in a perpetual cycle of trying to impress, trying to be funny, trying to be liked, trying to prove their worth. But the guys who spark that deep natural attraction, they don't try. And it's not because they're lazy or aloof. It's because they genuinely don't need external validation to feel complete and solid within themselves. And that, my dear friends, is the profound difference that sets them apart from the rest. Every girl has this invisible scanner, an internal radar. It's not just the cute or not cute filter we often assume. It's something far more sophisticated, picking up on subtle cues that speak to her deeper instincts. It notices the way you move, the way you carry yourself, the subtle pauses before you speak, the tone in your voice. It picks up on how you handle silence, how you occupy the space around you, whether you hold your own ground or subtly shift to accommodate her. And here's the absolute kicker. She can feel it when a guy is craving approval. She doesn't even have to think about it. Her instincts just register it. And in that moment, her radar, without conscious thought, often whispers, nope, not him. But when a guy is settled, self-contained, not chasing anything, not seeking her approval, her radar lights up differently. It's a spark of curiosity, a silent question. What's his deal? Why isn't he trying so hard? Why do I suddenly want him to look at me? This is the shift. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine two guys walking into a room, a common social setting. There's guy number one, he's actively trying. He compliments a little too early, laughs a little too loud, talks a little too fast. He rushes to fill every silence, as if silence itself is a dangerous void that must be conquered. He's not a bad person, not at all. But his entire energy, his unspoken plea broadcasts, please like me. And girls with their finely tuned radar can feel that underlying tension, that subtle neediness from a mile away. Then there's guy number two. He moves slower with a certain deliberate grace. He speaks less, but when he does, his words carry weight. He listens more, truly listening, absorbing the conversation rather than just waiting for his turn to speak. His movements are almost unhurried, as if he's not in a rush to prove anything to anyone. And when his gaze meets hers, it's not that needy, do you like me? Look, it's something else entirely. It's more like, I see you, I acknowledge your presence, but my world doesn't revolve around your reaction. That's the guy she keeps glancing at. That's the one she notices without even meaning to, the one who lingers in her mind later that night. Not because he chased her attention, but because she naturally, almost unconsciously, drifted toward his energy. Most guys live in a constant state of noise, talking too much, moving too fast, trying far too hard to make an impression. But a select few, a small percentage, they operate in a different realm. They operate in silence. And I don't mean empty silence, avoid. I mean a powerful, self-assured silence. A silence that communicates without a single word, I am comfortable with myself, completely and utterly. That kind of silence creates a profound pull, a subtle gravity that draws people in, and girls feel it deeply. Here's the beautiful paradox that truly hooks her. The truth that flips everything you thought you knew on its head. Attraction doesn't grow from how much attention you give her. It grows from how little attention you need from her. The moment she senses that you need her reaction, her validation, to feel like a man, to feel confident, that's often game over. That fragile spark of attraction can die instantly. But when she encounters a guy who doesn't chase validation, a guy who is genuinely content and solid regardless of her response, a man who doesn't build his confidence around her approval, that's when something electrifying hits her chest. It's this weird, exciting, almost confusing feeling. Because she can't quite figure him out, he becomes an intriguing mystery. And let me tell you, girls often can't resist what they can't easily explain or categorize. Real attraction isn't about being mysterious for the sake of it, or playing manipulative games. It's about becoming a man who doesn't need those tricks, because his presence alone is magnetic. It's about being the guy who stays calm under pressure, who doesn't falter in silence, who doesn't chase frantic responses, the man who doesn't seek permission to simply exist, who feels truly at home in his own mind. The man who allows people to gravitate towards him naturally, rather than desperately forcing connections. That, my dear friends, is the man who sparks something real, something she doesn't get to choose, something instinctual, undeniable. You don't need to chase attraction. You don't need to memorize lines or put on a performance. You just need to become the kind of man whose inherent presence, his very being, does all the talking for him. Because attraction was never truly about what you look like, or the clever words you used, or how hard you tried to impress. It was always about the energy you carried within you, the silent frequency you broadcast. And once you truly understand that, once you embody that truth, you stop chasing girls and you become the compelling reason they feel that irresistible pull in the first place.